Wow, there was a lot of information shared tonight. I'm going to tell you that I have hired several branding experts over the years as we've had our company. One of them that I have right now that I actually work with is an individual that did the branding for Donald Trump, Robert Kiyosaki, and many other noteworthies. But I got to tell you that when I'm looking for someone that actually has the total package, David has the total package. I look around the room and there are many people here, and I know there are many joining us over the live stream, but we've got people here that I know pretty well. I think I've counted personally just in my head. There are about 16 of you that have very weak brands, weak websites, you have weak books, you have a weak image, but you are ready to start playing at a much higher level. And the one thing that is holding you back is the perception that you create for the world about the brand of who you are. So just ask yourself if that's you, and ask yourself if now could be the time to actually go to that next level. Tonight I'm going to actually, in a moment, ask David to come up and do something that we don't normally do in these meetings. I'm actually going to have David take just a couple of minutes and just explain what he has now in the brand new Strongbrook store. The store is where we allow our mentors to put their more aggressive programs, because there's probably a few people in this room that are thinking, David is someone that I actually might need to start working with. And I think there's probably no better example than Carolyn, or I should say, Jane Norris. Jane, will you come up here? Please welcome her, everybody. Now, I want to tell you that I love this woman. In fact, it's been amazing for me to track her journey over the last 4 years with her husband. They've got a very unique story. It is amazing how they have created the level of influence and success that they have. And when I had a chance to get to know, I'm just going to call her Carolyn because I just know her that way so well. I'm just going to tell you that when I first got to know Carolyn, Carolyn was already out there as a coach. She was a women's empowerment coach. She was working with people. She had clients. She has a great story, you know. But when I looked at the fact of, well, do you have a website, and do you have, like, how are you putting yourself out there? Those were all missing elements. And so a couple of weeks ago, Carolyn actually decided to meet with David, and then came out of his office, Jane. And within 3 weeks, did you guys see the website that just went live? The book, did you see the book image? Were any of you impressed when you saw that and thought, man, how did you do that like so overnight? Is that amazing? Wow. I mean, I've been through the website and I have looked at that book, and that alone just says, wow, same woman, but creating a different brand, a different package where everything is really coming together. I just got to tell you, that's my personal experience. I'm amazed, but I also couldn't be happier for you, because the same things that I wish for myself in business and in our business, I wish for you. And I believe that this is really going to help you go to an entirely new level, not a little one, but a massive one. So first of all, I'm thrilled for you. I'm excited for you. Would you also just share for us a little bit what that experience has been like going through that branding process? And it's only been 3 weeks, but it seems like so much is happening.
Yeah, well, when you go to LA as one person and you come back, isn't that what they do in Hollywood? This is like real life happening here, right? You go there as Carolyn, you come out as Jane. It was really an amazing experience. And so when I got there with David, and his team is remarkable as well. Josh Bailey and Marcus Bishop were there with us, and we had a chance to just sit down. And David is just so thorough because he starts all the way back with your name. He figures out if that's going to actually work with your brand. And he goes around, and we were all mentioning our middle names, and when they found out my middle name was Jane, they were all over that. And so they're like, it's one syllable, people can spell it, all these things that you may not even think about when you're creating your brand, right? But an expert can help you figure that out. And David, in the process, we spent about 12 hours just pounding out what we felt really resonated in our hearts. And that's why David calls it heartstorming instead of just brainstorming, because each one of you has something. Don't you have something amazing in your heart that you want to get out, right? And you want to get it out now, not later. I'm telling you, this team in 3 weeks, I mean, I have completely beautiful professional website. I have a book coming out. I have my brand. I have my name, emails, everything. You know how you're supposed to have like jane@janernorris.com, so you're a big person, right? So just all those little things.
Well, all the details, like I saw that the whole email web capture that you had up. I saw that you've got videos that you've already been doing with famous people. With Steve Jennings, you got a video coming out. All the press and stuff hitting the web, the testimonials that are up. Sorry to interject. I'm just pretty amazed.
In 3 weeks, already the people that I have had the opportunity, that's the thing. The people that I have had the opportunity to be with and to rub shoulders with. And when David on his slide, he said, does the team you have now live up to your potential? And I didn't have a team, right? I didn't have a team, and I have a huge potential. Because I am going to reach millions, and in order to reach millions and inspire millions to take action for good, I had to up my level, right? I had to put myself with people that's going to happen. And Steve Jennings told us today, he said, you're over there, you have this idea, you know what you're going to do, you know what your purpose is, and you don't necessarily know the how in between. But if you get someone like David helping you, you can actually take your dream, whatever it is, you can peg it down with them because they're brilliant. We went through a few things until all of a sudden it was like, yes, catalyst. That is who I am. I am a huge catalyst for change in this world, and that's how we came up with the Conscious Catalyst. So, anyway.
Thank you, friends. Give it up for Carolyn Jane Norris. Very excited for you. As we look to end the evening, what I'd like to do is I'd like to invite David to come up and just take a couple of minutes. He does have his staff and team here. We're doing something a little special here because we have so many mentors getting started with us, mentors at different levels, and David really is a mentor maker. If you're a mentor but you don't have your brand figured out, then David, I think, is a person that can help complete that. And from my personal life experience, I think he's going to do better than anything I've ever seen. And I'm kind of shocked at how affordable it is too. But would you just take a minute and talk about, because I know that for Carolyn, you were doing beauty, photo shoots and putting things together and the imaging, and whether it's websites, getting them published. I know there's different elements.
Well, how many people are just kind of curious just right off the bat watching me do all these things? You're probably curious to go thinking, well, what is this kind of go for? Well, how many people are curious just out of curiosity? Okay, for a second I thought we were going to be off the hook early here. Let me say this to you. If I come up to you, there's a beautiful woman here sitting in the front row. If I come up to you and I got a brown paper bag and I say, I got a gift for you. I'm holding this brown paper bag. You'd be mildly curious, right? You think, this guy is bringing me a gift, right? Sure. Now, if I came up to you with a Tiffany box, how much more excited are you?
A lot more excited.
It's a little creepy.
My job is to put you in a Tiffany box. That should be a breakthrough for you guys. My job is to put you in a Tiffany box. A lot of you guys, you're precious stones, you're very valuable. I don't have anything to do with that. It's just a lot of you are walking around in brown paper bags. Let's just be honest. My job is to package you. I do the packaging so that more people are excited when they see you. More people are excited to talk to you. More people are excited to interview you. More people are excited to work with you because you come in a Tiffany box. And guys, it's okay if you're in a Tiffany box too.
Titanium steel box.
Rolex, Cartier, is that more of the Rolex, Cartier? So there's a bunch of different things we do. We do monthly PR. We're not really talking about that today, but we do that. We do a lot of high-end coaching, things like that. We're not really talking about that today. Maybe we'll go into a little bit. There's a lot of things that we do, a lot. But what we find is there is just a couple things that will really make a big difference. And sometimes people will only need one or two of these four things. And so we'll kind of go through them all and kind of see where people are at. But there's four things that really will make a difference. One, the strategy session. You come out, you come to Beverly Hills, you come to Newport Beach, you have my team, we sit down, we spend a day with you. We go through your words, we go through your phases, we take the pictures, we figure out your brand, we put it all together. It's a lot of, we got hair and makeup, we got the photographer there, we've got the creative team there, and we're just listening to you. We're pulling stories out of you, right? How many people would like for someone to pull stories out of them, right? Pull the information out. So this is what we do. We spend the whole day doing this. This is $6,000 for a day. Some people do 2 or 3 days, $6,000 for a day. One of the next things we want to do after that is we want to create for you a website. So we take the pictures and we take the information and all the stuff we learned about your concept as we create a website for you. And it's a very specific kind of website with sales copy and emotional triggers and feeling phrases. And there's not a lot of hype. You know, the media doesn't like hucksters. And so it's really designed in a very specific way to be sophisticated and elegant so that it really makes you look good. That website is $5,000 for us to build. We got hers done in 3 weeks. I was going to surprise Dan Clark because he was complaining about his website yesterday. So I had my whole team today drop everything they were doing, and we redid Dan Clark's entire website. And I was going to show that to him. Maybe I'll show that to you guys later on here. So we build these websites. One of the other things that we do is, that I mentioned, was the pictures. So we take pictures for book covers. We take pictures for magazines. We have access to digital magazines, Icon Advisor magazine, the U.S. Real Estate Journal. By the way, I featured Strongbrook twice. I got them into the U.S. Real Estate Journal a couple times now. Steven's been in there. Chris has been in there. So we take all these pictures so that I can make it really easy to have a media kit for you, so that if you comes to the time that we want to represent you or campaign for you, or you want to go out and pitch yourself, you have what you need. You have the pictures for your website. You have the pictures for your social media. All these pictures you can put words on, quotes on, things like that. Sometimes we'll even interview you and do video. So for that photo video shoot, that's $5,000. So $5,000 to do that. And then the last thing that we do is, because having a book is so important, I have a book called 0 to Hero in 90 Days or Less. And I have found that a lot of people want to co-author with me, but I can only do so many books without diluting my own brand, right? So how many people would find value in co-authoring with a former CEO of Guerrilla Marketing? You guys find value in that? Because this is what I do in my book, 0 to Hero. It's an anthology book. Probably a lot of you have seen these before. So I interview you, me and my team, and we write a chapter for you, and then we put your chapter in the book, 0 to Hero in 90 Days or Less. So you're walking around with a book, picture of you on the cover, picture of me on the cover, and you're going to people and you're able to give them this book. I co-authored a book with David Fagan, former CEO of Guerrilla Marketing. But you know what? There's some other great people that are going to be in the book too. Steve Jennings will be in the book. Marcus Bishop will be in the book. You know, all these great people, you know, radio show hosts. I got a client named Stephen Memel, who's a celebrity voice and performance coach. His clients are like Adam Levine and Drew Barrymore and Justin Long. He'll be in the book. So you got 20 different people all marketing this book, 0 to Hero. You get a chapter in it. That's $5,000. So $6,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000, it's $21,000. We call that our instant icon package. That instant icon package, $21,000, because you have the strategy session and brand, you got all your pictures and videos, you've got your book, right? You've got all these things you need to hit the marketplace as an icon in your industry. Now maybe later on you're going to write your own book, maybe later on you're going to do these other things.
Now David, I just want to interrupt you for a second because this is a new part of our company. I want to actually help everyone understand the way this works. Okay. Strongbrook has something called the Strongbrook Store. It's a store for our mentors and for the more advanced programs. This is an advanced program. Is it for everybody?
No.
No, it's for someone at the right time, at the right place that wants to go to the next level. And you'll recall that sitting down with Tyler Bennett, Ed Hoyt, myself, I know you were sitting there with Steve, we had you might have referred to it as the beat you up meeting a little bit. Because
I bring my attorney to meetings like that. I got to bring Steve in there. You know, he's.
But we ask our mentors to do something exceptional, and there are two things that I believe this.
Ask or demand. Oh, I'm just teasing. Keep going. Just keep going.
I believe there's two things for which you and your team actually deserve a round of applause.
Correct.
Number one, David is recruiting mentors like crazy into the network. Amazing, high-level individuals. He's bringing a lot of value to the company. But the second thing is, he takes that $21,000 package and does something here he doesn't do anywhere else. He offers that as long as there's availability. With the size of his company, it's relatively limited, but he offers that through the network for $10,000. You get authored, website, strategy, pictures. Guys, he deserves a bigger round of applause for that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Do you mind just sharing, because it's time to conclude, and I know you have your team out here for those that are interested.
Yeah.
You know, for the size of your firm, how many clients are you actually able to take on right now?
Okay, so there's two things that I would share with you, so I set expectations and we keep everybody really happy here. First of all, just decide if you want to do it. Just decide, yes, I need to do this. We'll work with people. If somebody says, David, I really want to do this, but I got to get creative with how I pay about this, I'm even go a little bit further, and I'm going to try to be creative. Now, that might come back to bite me, and I might be regretting that tomorrow, but number one, just decide you're ready to become an icon in your industry. We'll figure out the financial stuff. You're going to come to my team, you're going to come out here, and you're going to talk to them, and we'll figure it out. We'll do what we can. That's one thing. Second thing is we do have kind of a little bit limited amount of bandwidth. Now is a good time. We've been ramping up for this. Me and Chris have been planning this for 2 months now, I guess. And so we have prepared to do this.